welcome back to a new video from me. Today I have for you the Naruto collection with Colourpop. I'm going to be sharing all things on this collection. I'll be doing swatches of everything, showing you how I got to look using all of the products. So if that sounds good, why don't we go ahead now and get started. So as I'm filming this video right now, this collection is set to drop on Thursday on Colourpop's websites. I will have the link down below to go ahead and check out the collection. I am someone who is slightly familiar with Naruto. So I remember my brother watching this show when I was a little bit younger, but I don't know much on it. I think that it was something kind of similar to Avatar with the characters, but it's also probably nothing similar at all. I believe they were like ninjas. I'm not too super familiar with Naruto, and I don't know a ton about it, but I do still want to give this collection a try. It looks really cool. I really like the colors that they chose for the palette and some of the other fun pieces a part of this collection. So I figured I'd still do this video for you, but I'm sorry if I mix up some of the names or anything like that. I know I always get flack when it comes to not knowing things, but I feel like I still want to try the makeup because it still looks kind of fun and kind of cool. And I know that the Avatar collections were really popular for Colourpop, and I feel like this one's going to be as well. So there is an eyeshadow palette here that they did for this collection. Here is the outer packaging right here, and then you have the actual palette here as well. So this is the Naruto palette, and then you have the inside where you have the three characters there on the top. I always love their packaging. I feel like they do such a great job with these collaborations. And here is a look here at the color story of this palette. So this is a 15 pan, and as you can tell, there is a variety of different shades. So we have some more neutral colors, but then we also have some pops. We've got reds in here, golds, we've got blues. So I feel like there is quite a bit of variety when it comes to this eyeshadow palette. And looking at the photo here, I do feel like this kind of is resemblant of this palette. I feel like you've got the oranges, you've got the blues, and you know, the lilac here. I feel like it kind of matches. Let me know if you guys are a fan of the show, if you feel like this is a true depiction of the show or not. I'm always curious on your guys' thoughts on this, but I will swatch this palette for you now so you can see the swatches of it. And then of course I used it on my eyes for this look, which I'll show you in a second as well. Okay, and here are swatches of all of the shades in the palette. So as I said, you have quite a bit of variety in here. You've got this first row, which is kind of lighter, and then we go into some of the more fun, vibrant shades in the palette. Everything is swatching really nicely, seems very pigmented. We've got a few super shocks in here, which I always enjoy in Colourpop's formulas. Moving on, next we have three different super shock shadows. So I know you guys always like the characters, so I'll show you these outside packagings because if you are a fan of the show, obviously you're going to collect these. But I'll go ahead and show you each one of the shadows, and then I will swatch them as well. These have that fun tie-dye look to them, which is always so cool. So this one here is the shade Sakura Huro. I am so sorry. I know I'm butchering that, but this is a really pretty like a red pink. And then here we have the orange one. I'm not even going to try and pronounce these. I'm sure you guys know what they are, but here's that orange one. It has kind of like a yellow orange to it. And then lastly, we have the blue one here, which is so pretty. Again, it has that tie-dye look to it. And then I'll quickly swatch all three of these for you as well. And then here are those three shades swatched. Of course, they swatched beautifully. Love this formula. And then there are also three cream gel liners with this collection that have, of course, the packaging here as well. They each have the sign there on the top. They are all the metallic formula. I do have this copper one on my eyes right now, and it does look really nice. So we've got the blue, that more pink shade, and then, of course, the copper. And then the last two products in the collection is a Glitterly Obsessed. So this is going to be a fun gold glitter. So that's going to be thick glitter that has little stars in it, and there's the top on there. And then the Luxe Lip Oil, which is my favorite Colourpop formula. We just have one color in this collection, and it does have the fun top, and I will go ahead and swatch this for you as well. It is also on my lips right now, so you guys will see it in action in just a second, but there is what it looks like on the swatch. Probably just heard my son pipe in. He is sitting on the couch next to me watching a show, but that is the entire collection. It is a little bit of a smaller one for a collaboration. I say that. There's still a lot of pieces to this one, but I feel like for collaboration, sometimes we have, you know, a ton of lip products and a ton of other products, but I feel like this one is a little bit on the smaller side, which I don't mind. I like having just one lip product. I feel like it kind of keeps the collection nice and small. So anyways, we are going to now start into the tutorial portion of this video so you guys can see how these products work. So let's get into that now. So let's go ahead and start with our eyes. We're gonna go into the eyeshadow palette right here and do a look. So when I looked at this palette, I was kind of thinking, of course I was looking at that blue, but I am gonna lean more towards, I think, the neutrals on this palette because there are some really pretty cool tones in here, and I think I can create a nice, cool look. I'm thinking I'm gonna use like these two and then maybe some of the pinks on this side and kind of do something a little bit more wearable today. So first I'm going to go into this shade right here called Hidden Stone Village, and I'm going to just bring that into my crease. I'm going to be mostly using Sigma brushes. I'm just going to start by working that shade here into my crease and really just kind of blowing it out a little bit higher than I typically would, just so we can kind of get a map for our first shadows. After I've got that shade on, I'm going to go into this green shade here in the corner. This one is called Joan, and I'm going to put that also just into the crease here as well and kind of layer it just on top of that last shade. So we're really going to start to build this crease up. It's almost like a grayish green. It's actually really nice. It's kind of, it looks army green a little bit in the pan, but mixed with this other shade, it's kind of leaning more on the like brown side a little bit. I feel like that shade looks really nice with the other shade. It's kind of just a little bit more of a cool toned green, but with that other shade, it's kind of mixing into almost like a navy a little bit. So now I'm going to go into the brown here in the corner, and I'm going to bring this into my crease, and I'm really just going to focus this on the outer portion just to give us a little bit of depth out there. I'm really just kind of packing this, and then I'm going to start to blend it out. Now let's do a couple of shimmers. So I'm going to go into this pink shade here in the corner, and I'm going to add this one to my lid. I think that's my all over color, so I'm just going to tap this with my finger. Oh, okay, that's a little bit more of like a champagne pink. That's a little bit of a gold look to it as well. It's very sparkly. I'm just going to take a clean brush and just kind of sweep that over the line since I got a little messy with my finger there, but that shade is really nice. I'm next going to go into this other gold called Hidden Leaf Village right here, and I'm going to bring that also on the lid and tap that over in this area. Shade is a Super Shock, so of course it's going to have lots of sparkle to it. I'm going to do the same thing with that clean brush again and kind of just sweep through here because I don't want to lose that depth that we added on the outer corner there. Hey, I'm really liking this. It's kind of like a cool toned sparkly champagne eye. It's really pretty. Now let's do lower lash line. I am going to dip into this shade over here. I kind of wanted to use that on the lid, but we didn't get to it, so I'm going to use it for the lower lash here and just kind of sweep that underneath. Love cool tones like purple taupey shades like this. They're some of my favorites to put on the lid. And then since there is this really pretty silver here, I'm going to put that as my inner corner highlight just for a fun pop here. Then I'm also going to add one of the liners as well. The liner, I'm going to use the Ninja Way shade. This one's more of like that gold. I'm just going to put that on the waterline here. It's kind of cool. It's like a coppery gold. You can see it a little bit better there, but I think it added a little bit of something to the under eye here. I feel like they do these metallic liners so well because they just glide right on your eyes, and I feel like they stay really nicely too. So I do have the L'Oreal Telescopic mascara on right now, but I'm going to add a little bit of this One Coat Wow from Huda Beauty just on top, just to kind of liven it back up here a little. Okay, since we didn't use the Glitterly Obsessed or the Super Shocks, we're just going to use this Luxe lip oil part of the collection and give this a go. This is the shade Sharka, and this is my favorite formula from Colourpop. I love the Luxe lip oils. I actually have the clear one in my purse right now. I've been using it a bunch. I just feel like these have the perfect amounts of gloss while still feeling just so nice on the lips. They just feel really hydrating. The shade is actually really pretty. It's kind of like a nude, your nude but better a little bit. Got some sparkle in it. But this is our final look. I'm kind of digging how it turns out. So let me zoom out and we'll get you into my final thoughts. get into my final thoughts on this Naruto palette and collection. So we didn't get to try out the Super Shocks, and I obviously didn't get to try like everything from the collection, but I feel like I got a fair go at this palette. I did use quite a few shades in here, and I like the way that this eye look turns out. I feel like it's really pretty. I think the shimmers in here are Colourpop's like true normal formula from the ones that I used, and the mattes I didn't have any issues with. I think the packaging is really fun on this, and I do really like the color story. I think it has a lot more variety to it than sometimes a lot of these collaboration palettes do. I feel like sometimes they can be a little bit too, not too colorful, but almost to where not everyone would get a wearable look out of it or everyday type of look out of it. And I feel like this one has a lot of neutral options while still having some fun pops in there with obviously the colors, the golds, the blues. And I think that this looks pretty nice. So if you're into, of course, Naruto and you want to grab this palette, I don't think you'd be mad at the quality. I really like this Luxe lip oil. I think the color is really pretty, and I did really enjoy this cream gel liner. I love the coppery gold feel to it. So that is my thoughts on this collection. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Do comment down below and let me know if you're picking this one up, if it's your favorite show. Let me know how you guys feel about it, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye, friends.